The Brothers Perspective, The Unstoppable, Black Community Healing Squad 2025. Now, how many times have we seen this dynamic in the BC where a son tries to accomplish something and the first words out of a mother's mouth speaks to fear, doubt, and negativity? But the second that a son gets the chance to show that his persistence pays off and he actually accomplishes that thing, all of a sudden, the mother that spoke negativity, fear, doubt, and defeat into him is all of a sudden his biggest fan. And not only is this trait shown in toxic motherhood, what about toxic relationships, where brothers try to accomplish things that are usually beyond their comfort zone, and the first words spoken by a toxic woman into his ears are fear, doubt, negativity, and defeatism. But let that brother make it big with persistence efforts, and all of a sudden, you his biggest cheerleader. If you saw the look on that young man's face once he shot that basket after hearing his mom's word, that look is called frustration. Frustration that he can't even get his own mother to believe in him before he does something. That's the same look of frustration that a lot of black men hit their women with because all they hear from their toxic partners are fear, doubt, negativity, and defeat. And that's a long-standing thing between toxic black women and black men trying to achieve. In an episode of Ayanla Fix My Life, one of the things that Ayanla pointed out is that mothers destroy sons. And that was after watching a toxic mother, an unhealed mother, speak ill of her son, who was sitting across from her at the table, and in spite of all the negativity, all the doubt, all the fear, and all the defeat she poured into him, he was doing well as a young man. And the process Ayanla took that woman through in order to recognize the good in her son was like pulling teeth. But the really good part of that video is that Ayanla got through. And when she realized the amount of destruction that she spoke into her son, she let out a sigh of grief. But it's a common thing in the BC for toxic mothers to speak fear, doubt, negativity, defeat, and destruction into their sons, and for toxic girlfriends to speak the same thing into their male counterparts. Back in the early 90s when I was in the ATL, I used to hear all the time brothers complaining about how their girl don't believe in them when they wanted to start a new business. But some brothers were successful in their business ventures, and guess who they kept with them over 80% of the time? Those same toxic women who doubted them. And with that evidence, sisters, you really can't say that black men don't love you because that's the truth most of the time. In spite of all the doubt, fear, negativity, and destruction you speak into our ears, when we make it, we stand by you. And that's a testament not only to the love that black men have for their women, but consider the sons who are athletes who make it big. What's one of the first things they do? Buy their mothers a house, take care of their mother's financial problems. It also speaks to the love that black men have for their mothers. Now, if you want to look at the common frustration that black men have with black women, it's those words of destruction that keep going into their ears out of the mouths of the women that they love. And if you notice, fathers don't really have beef with their children when their fathers push them, because their father pushes them because they believe in them. If you've ever seen a father with his children intensely training them in something like exercise, you'll commonly hear children say at their close to breaking point, they can't. And what's the first thing that the father does? He does not let them get away with it. He says, yes, you can. Keep pushing. Ironically, once those children accomplish what the father believes that they can, their self-esteem goes through the roof. Once they recover, of course. But fathers don't let you settle for defeat. They don't let you accept negativity. They don't let you accept fear. And they definitely do not speak destruction into your ears. There are very few men who speak to their sons the way that toxic mothers speak to their sons. Now, I say that to say this. That culture of toxic negative reinforcement that comes from toxic mothers and toxic partners needs to stop. One of the primary reasons that culture needs to stop is that one day all that defeat, all that fear, all that doubt, and all that destruction that y'all keep pouring into your sons and in your partner's ears manifests as toxicity. One of the things that the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." One of the biggest reasons that you sisters are not getting love from men is that you're not speaking love into them. One of the reasons that you're not finding success with black men is because you're not speaking success into them. You're not speaking encouragement into them. You're not speaking belief into them. You're not speaking faith into them. You're not speaking strength into them. You're not speaking focus into them. But you expect the fruits of focus, faith, belief, and hard work, right? The videos I see where non-toxic women are standing right beside their black men in times of success, those are the same women who are speaking life into their men. And as a result, they're enjoying a good life with their men. And it doesn't matter what area of life they're in or what venture they're involved in, because they stood by their partners, they spoke life into their partners, and many of them even worked alongside their partners. Guess where they are many years later when their partner reaches success? Right by their side. And this next thing is going to be a sore spot, but it also rings true. When brothers are down and they happen to encounter a white woman or other non-black woman who speaks life into them, who pours into them, who encourages them, and speaks strength into them, guess where they are when those brothers reach success? Those women are in those brothers' bed. And that's what y'all are mad about, but y'all won't do anything that's required to put yourself on that throne beside him. See, this is more than just a mother wound issue. This is a love wound issue, a wound that causes frustration, where toxic females speak doubt, fear, defeat, and destruction into their males. And as a result, they get that in the form of toxicity back. And then they complain about it when they're the ones who started the cycle. Every black boy wants to become a man that his parents and his partner can be proud of. But when you don't speak that into him and you don't act like you believe in them, well, should they go out on their own and find male mentors who can give them the guidance that they need to get that path to success? Once they get that success, then where are you? Estranged from them. Painful, right? But it's not nearly as painful as that moment where they finally realize that you don't believe in them. And that's what caused them to estrange themselves from you in the first place. So toxic mothers and toxic black women, soak that in for a second before you speak the next negative thing out of your mouth about black men. The Brothers Perspective, the Unstoppable, Black Community Healing Squad 2025. Let's go.